Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm Will, the Nerdy Nerd Herder, and we're going to resume Pokopia this evening. So, right now, we are set up on our museum on the inside. I did go back in here and add a few mushroom lamps to kind of brighten up this greenhouse a little bit. Alrighty. So, first thing I want to do is I want to make it a little bit easier to transition going around the building because I know I want to do a path, so we're going to kind of level out the ground a little bit to make it nicer for us. So the fastest way to do that's going to be with our ordinary soil and just start filling in the gaps here. So we're going to do that. So for the path, I was thinking of using the stylish walkway. And like I'm not gonna be like, okay, we need this path to be perfectly level here. I do, however, want to raise it so that way we're going up with us only going down one level between where we're at now and where we go around the building. So the fastest way to do that is to fill in this area so we can get it on that level. And we don't have to do the full area here. We can do most of it because we just need enough of the area to be filled in to make the pathway have plenty of room and make sense. But I think if we can get these mostly filled in, we can still leave somewhat of an area here. Go a little bit further here. Go with this as our kind of line. And we'll leave this as it is for right now there. Then we're going to get our field grass here. And then start filling in this area. So I do want to go ahead and at least do that. And again, I want to get this filled in enough so that way our pathing looks nice. And it doesn't look like it's crowded for space on either side. And our pathing is going to be 3 wide. So we want to have it make sure that it's plenty wide enough for the level that we're doing it. And then once we've got this all set, we can go back in and we can actually place the pathing down. Oh, I see an area that's going to bug me unless I fix it. So I wanted to go ahead and connect this. Alrighty though. Wrong block. There we go. And again, we'll probably do something here. Maybe the path should be too wide for this. You know what? We'll do it too wide. And then we've got some of these concrete stairs. Alrighty, yeah. I'm digging that. So our goal is to get around the building. And we've got all this cliff rock that you see that I'm picking up from this area. And that is not what I want for this area. Alright, once again, we're going to go ahead and drop our stairs down. And then we're going to kind of fill in some of this area here. So what we can do is we can recycle some of this cliff rock, because I do want to raise it one more. So we're going to take some of this cliff rock here, and we're going to use that to fill in instead of soil. And then we'll do the soil over the edges. Or we'll get some more beach sand. How about that? We'll get beach sand for the edges near the end to cover it up. Make it look a little nicer and more congruent with what we've got going on here. Nope, not enough of that. Fair enough. Ooh, we could use this coarse rock. Yeah, I think that's about where we need it to end. And then more field grass. Well, good fire. We're just gonna fill in this region here. And again, we're gonna kind of go over it here in a little bit. We'll get some more beach sand from my storage units. And that'll make things easy to fix. I think I want to take a little more this way. Yeah, I dig that. Alrighty. So now I want to send the path this way. And we'll do that. Make it look a little nicer. Back to our... I am going to have to make more walkway. I can already see that happening. our goal is to transition all the way back over here and join up with the main pathway going to our road. You know what? We're gonna eat a loaf of bread. But we also want it to be kind of easy to access close to the museum. So that's going to be our path. Let's go ahead and move that right there. No need to get rid of it entirely. So we've got that pathway. Now we need to do another pathway. And that pathway is going to be around the greenhouse to the other side. Because we've got a door on the other side for the gardeners to have access. We're going to start right about here, though. I've got, let's see here, 4 spots. Yeah, 4 squares between us and the wall. Which is good because I want to be able to use that 4 squares in order to put some decorations and plant life and whatnot around. In fact, I really want to transform a lot of this area. We may end up using a majority of the field grass I have in storage to get this area converted into grassy lands. Which is something I definitely want to have for what I'm wanting to do. But at the same time, we might be able to get away with incorporating some of it and maybe adding some other, I don't know. We'll add some interesting dynamics and other things in here to kind of make this a little bit less boring of a walking path. Like, we could add some cliff rock and put a little bit of, like, dynamic going on with various levels of the land. Yep. I knew it. We need more. That's okay. We're not going to make more of it right now. I've got enough supplies on me that we can start working on other things. So we'll just cut through the museum because that's the quickest way to get to where I want us to be. So I've got stuff to start up here. So I thought about this a little bit. The first thing I want to do is place these Pokeball wall blocks here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then Magnemite time. Too far. We'll fix it here in a moment, though. You know what? No, I have a better idea. So in order for this idea to work, basically all of this area has to go away. So we're going to go ahead and convert on over and start smashing some blocks. And we're just going to go straight through. Though I definitely want to keep this field grass. So we need to line that up again. So that's where we want our drop to be. Because I want to mirror this across the board. So we're going to do this. Alright, now we should be able to easily go into our rollout mode. Suck up some field grass and whatnot, because we will need the field grass, and I don't want it to all just vanish. That should be enough to continue what we're working on. We don't lose our blocks. Alright, now we're cooking. So now we're going to go back into our Magnemite mode, and we're going to finish making our lines. And then we're going to make another line right here. I think we should make this line back one. Yeah, that's how it needs to be. Okay. Back to our crush mode. Yeah, not having a potato hamburger steak active while doing this makes this so much slower. Though it did make it a little bit safer for not destroying what we already had. Alrighty. So now we're going to go back into Manamite mode because we need to place our remaining blocks of Pokeball wall. Alright, now we've got that placed. We're going to use Mysterious Stone. And we're going to do this. Then we'll want our marble. We're going to duplicate that on the other side. Alrighty. We are getting somewhere. And I'm placing the steps now mainly just to make sure we get them into place. But I'm going to dye these concrete stairs white to match the marble here. And of course, we're going to be making this area all glowed up. We're going to get plant life out of storage, and we're going to make it look real pretty over here. Alrighty. Back to our rollout mode. this will be our final pass drop. Alrighty. And then I've decided we need to do one more drop. I think I want this to go all the way up to our road. We may have to make more Pokeball Rock, too. Alrighty. Yep, we're gonna need to make more Pokeball Rock. Alright, Marble. That'll look nice. Ooh, I have an idea. So, I have the brick road here, but I don't particularly like it. I think we're going to switch it over to stone. The stylish stone road. Kind of match what we did over by the Haunted Mansion. And I know I could be warping home and this would be a little faster, but... So we need more Pokeball wall. I want to get some bridge archways. So I think we can create a nice effect. Alrighty. Let's get rid of some of this cliff rock. Oh, can't go in here. Because we don't need the cliff rock. We also do not need... the gravel or the white rock right now. And we might not be done with Mysterious Stone, so I'm going to hold on to that. Marble. We don't really need more of. We need Pokeball Wall. I'll go ahead and make 30. That's probably more than what I need for what the effect that I'm wanting to do. And then stylish stone flooring. Let's go ahead and make 500. Alrighty. Down here to our miscellaneous construction supplies. Wonderful. 4 arch bridges. And then, let's see. So we've got this stone tiling here. I think we're going to take a stack of that and reduce it back. I hate to... Anytime I've got something dyed white, I almost hate to remove it from being white in case I want to use it as a white item again. Ooh, let's use this instead. Yeah, we'll go with that instead. And then we need stone steps. Go with our concrete steps. That's better. Should we load up on plant life yet? No. Let's get the land transformed first, and then we'll come back through with the plant life. Let's get all of our pathing set. Let's get green grass swapped out. And then we'll start putting bushes and flowers and grass everywhere. And lighting and all that fun stuff. So like I said, I don't like the pathing. We might as well go ahead and eat a salad. So we're gonna go with our stylish stone floor. And we're gonna go ahead and convert this here. And we'll get the areas underneath at some point here. I want to focus on getting all of our pathing set, both the main path here converted, as well as finishing off the path linking the 2 greenhouse exits. So we're going to get to here, and then I am going to do this. Alrighty. So we are going to put our stone brick wall here and here. Can't do more than that. And then we'll take our stone brick wall. And then we'll take more of our stone brick wall, which I don't have enough of. So we need one. Well, we need 4 more. That's okay. We'll wait for that. Right now, we are going to finish off what we're working on here. And then mysterious stone. Because I can see the corners and it drives me mad. There we go. I like that. Alrighty. Like this. We'll eat a bread, and let's get the stylish stone flooring positioned. All right. That's funny. I think 10 more stone wall will do us nicely. We are going to go up and over. So we can establish the path down here. Now this one we're again going back to doing 2s. 4. And that's where we're going to start going this way. So we'll just go out until we're 4 past the building and finish connecting our pathway. So that's 1, there's 3, 4. Sorry. That's our lineup. And I'm debating on if I want to put a pathing or staircases going down to the beach. I almost feel like we should. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and drop that right here. And then we'll take our stylish stone pathing. Do that. We'll do that. And then we'll pop down 2 more stone steps. still in this area. Let's go ahead and get our grass. I like to do stuff like that with our steps. And then we can, bam. So our goal, now that we've got pathways connected, is to get some of this swapped out so we can start getting greenery for our plant life set up. We can fix our connection to the beach a little later. I should actually pay attention to where that bird drops a feather. That's one of my mission objectives for the day. But yeah, from here, we're just going to try and get some green life back into the world. I'm wanting to decorate. We may put a pavilion or something that's meant like a picnic pavilion, kind of like what we had over near the shops in the old museum. I think that would look nice since we have the cafe for people wanting to eat in the museum proper, so. Alrighty. I'm going to get this area right through here taken care of, and then we're going to work our way back around the front with it, because I want our main focus to be on getting the front, but I want to make sure, since we're heading back towards that direction, we go ahead and take care of between here and there. Alrighty. Ooh, too much. There we go. Alrighty, down over here. Maybe we should have moved that a little further out away from the building. But I think it'll be alright. So I was debating on whether we should use planters around the building itself. And I think that's the way to go. For certain parts of it, like maybe under the windows, do some planters and do some bushes elsewhere. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how we want to do that space. But I know I want things to look beautiful. And one of the ways we're going to do that is that area with all that mysterious stone is we need to get water. Now, lately I've been using a lot of soda pop water for my water elements, simply because when you use the soda pop, that guarantees that you're not going to have sparkles spawning there. And I've used that as a means of controlling where my water sparkles are showing up in this game, or at least in this zone. So that is part of why I'm thinking I may use soda water, which translates as seawater, but it also gives it a little bit of an extra sparkle. And I think that would look good as with the mysterious stone. For that water element and the Pokeball walls as our lighting, basically. So where that is like that, I want to do this. Oh. I think Mewtwo spawned in today. Yep. Mewtwo has named the habitat nice. I swear Mewtwo is one of the hardest Pokemon in this game to place because of the fact that his entryway really needs to be 3 high. As will the walls as a result, which means the ceiling's got to be at least 4 high just about to house him. And just getting the room and getting it to be like a normal room has been a bit of a struggle for me. Like the lab room, I would love to make it his house, but unfortunately for me, it is too big of a room still, so I can't make the room itself the house. So I had to make a habitat there. And the rooms that we've got, I don't want to use as his home, because they're tiny little rooms with items that really probably aren't to his liking in them. Because, like, technically the bathrooms count as a house. Because we have 3 decoration items and it's under the block limit for what is considered a house. But, like, I don't want to do that because technically he really does want a bed at some point. So we've got him in the museum lab right now as a kind of temporary housing. Gives him access to enough items that he's at least happy. Because, like, I don't want to upset Mewtwo. That just feels like a bad time waiting to happen. I feel like we already saw the movie for that. I'm almost tempted to say, let's get Pokeball Wall and, like, frame this in general, going all the way down, instead of it just being the center area. But for now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make it all grass, and we may test it to see if I like it later. We do have to go back and make a few more items to finish off that bridge that I was working on. Alrighty. I'm gonna need more field grass before all this is over. Alrighty. Do I have in my inventory? No, I do not. Okay. Let's go back to our storage unit. And remedy our situation. So right now, is this full yet? We're going to hold on to our bumpy beach sand and our beach sand. We want to deposit ordinary soil. We're pretty much done with ordinary soil. And then we want to deposit cliff rock for now, I think. Okay, that's at its limits. We are done with Mysterious Stone. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of our brick. Let's see if... I don't think I'm filled up here. Yeah, there we go. And I think we're done with our marble as well. Let's go ahead and make more Pokeball wall. Because for whatever reason, I can never get enough of it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. That way, because it's not like it's going to be the last time I use it. So if we need it, I've got it, we can convert. Then we needed stone brick wall. We'll make 20. And then we need our soda pop. We can go ahead and deposit that. And some of the other items we have on us that we're not going to need. Because we're going to load up on natural items here. In just one moment. Alrighty. Nope, wrong chest. So I do have a horsey fountain. I don't know that using the horsey fountain will be the right move. I don't want to take it out of my inventory yet, not knowing how we're going to do it. Ooh, you are in the wrong spot. Alrighty, let's take flowers. Like I want to get at least one stack of every variety that I've got. Alrighty. That's sorted through. Put that back. Let's maximize our stacks on the base flowers. That we can. Okay. And then all the bushes. All the trees that are grown. Alrighty. Now we can do some serious grow up on it. Yeah, I kind of feel like framing it on the outside would be a really nice effect with the Pokeball wall and make things stand out a little more. But to start off the effect, we do want to finish this bridge. So to do it right, I almost feel like it should be like this. But yeah, let's do that. We'll go ahead and we'll swap out on one side. And if we do one side fully swapped, we can look up and we can see how it looks. And if we like it, we'll do it to the other side. Now, obviously, for this this path, I don't want to go the full length of that. But I think doing that will look real nice. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our water element. So I want it to be... There we go. And then we just need to go to the other side of the bridge here. And then we'll use Magnet Rise. And then we'll put some of this beach sand down. Yeah, I think I like having the Pokeball wall along the other side here. So we're going to go ahead and do that with this side too. Feel free to let me know what you think. But I think that's the way to go. Alrighty. Stone brick wall. Do I like that position like that better? think that might be the better choice. Oh. Yeah, I think that's going to look nicer. And then we'll go ahead, fix that on this one. And then we'll use the stone brick wall like that. Not like that. Then maybe go ahead and do this. Yeah, that looks better already. All right. So I think what we can do right there maybe do it under the windows here. I think going ahead and just doing a head row like this. Shoot. Oh well. And just like over there, we're going to duplicate that effect. All the way to the window. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need more of these square bushes. We forgot to get my grass. Alrighty, so we're going to warp back. I have an idea. I have in my storage unit some kits. And one of those kits is the Relaxing Park kit. I think I want to save one of them, just in case. But I can go ahead and build these two. Now the question is, what are the materials for it? So, 20, 20, and 20. That's an easy pickup. We'll just take that sack of leaves. Voila. That should get us everything we need. How many Pokemon did we need? I should have checked that. I know we need to gather Pokemon. So we need 7, we need 2 gathers and 1 build. So we'll go ahead and get our 2 gather Pokemon. As always, we need our Tink Master. We do not. We'll use that still today. We definitely don't want Mirror Guru, because like I said, we still want to be able to... There's Tink Master. This Mirror Guru needs to be left around so that way we can paint those stairs. So yeah, that was our original picnic area that we did to go with the original museum. I think doing a smaller one, since we got such a big cafe for this museum, will be the better option. So we're just going to set up our build kits here. There. We want that as our builder. There's our gatherer. We need 2 more Pokemon. Which, when they participate in building, it does improve their comfortableness in the world. Every Pokemon has an invisible social meter in it. Alright, where did Mewtwo go? I don't know where Mewtwo's at. Oh well. Let's go find somebody else then. We need 2 more to build. And then we also need more field grass. printing too much stuff. Alrighty. Come on, Electrovire. And I guess we can use Kramer. I hardly ever use him for anything. We'll get them building, and that'll get us more of the square edges without 3D printing them. Because they can get costly to 3D print. Alrighty. So that's going to be an hour. We're not going to be able to see that through on this episode, I think. But I don't know that I'm going to be going a full hour. But oh, that's funny. And then to make this a little easier to build, which, again, I was kind of thinking we might need to fill that in a little bit more anyway. And then we should be able to... Yeah. Now we can get all of these ordinary blocks for soil. Alrighty. So that needs to be done on either side. And then I think we want to connect that like that. Yeah, we're looking better already. Again, like I said, we want the blocks to be textured right, so we're going to do this. And then I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to place our first pop of color with these damp hedges in these corner spots here. Alrighty, now let's start placing some flowers. So right now, yellow, gold, red, purple flowers, those are kind of like what we really want to focus on. So I'm thinking we will do something like this. Except I don't have a purple for that. So we will use the white. And I think I want to focus on using flowers that are not the spread flowers in the planters that we're using right now. And then save a lot of the spread flowers for the actual ground. Alrighty. So for this one, what if we go ahead come up with a uniform pattern. And then we'll do a swap for the red over here. You know what? No. Let's do red roses. Or fancy flower. And then I've got some of these. Yeah, I like that. Alrighty, where's our lanterns? One thing... Yeah, we'll get over there eventually. I can go ahead and plant that seed and we can hit it with a grass type Pokemon. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Did we already put away the marble? Looks like we did. Oh well. Nah. I definitely want to put the marble there. Okay. We'll fix that eventually. And then we'll use these elegant flowers and these cute flowers. Alrighty. I don't want to use white. But I have an idea. So there is a purple rose that I can get. And we'll probably go ahead and we'll try to do that instead. We can go ahead and we can plant this bush here. And I can hit it with a grow Pokemon. So we do 2 red, 2 yellow. Okay, yellow's on the inside. There we are. So now I want some trees. And I think the way to do that is kind of back them off a little bit. And kind of do right along here. Let's connect that. You know what? We'll go out a little more just to kind of give us a little extra room here to work with. So I want to get this tree row going straight down. So what's our gapping looking like? That's where we really should be. I can get my spacing right. So you need to be there. And there. So we'll go ahead and we'll swap out that. And then we'll do a line of beach sand here. There we go. Get rid of that. Ooh. forgot to put Pokeball wall there. I think this is the way to go. No, we're gonna leave the marble here. Yeah, I like that. Alrighty. So we've got our trees. And then we're gonna kind of mirror that on the other side. And let's put some wildflowers down. So we're gonna space them out a little bit. And then let's go ahead and work in some of these. See? Yeah. Alrighty, now we're just gonna pull out our leaf edge. There we go. And this will help give us a kind of thrown-in feeling along the walkway here. I think we need to place a few more flowers in some spots. Alrighty, what flower shall we place? Since we're trying to use a little bit of everything here, we want variety. put some more of our pink wildflowers in here. And then I think some white sky flowers here and there. Let's add some hedges. Let's go ahead and put it into Magnemite mode. So we're going to go with 3. We'll move those flowers there. And we'll move those flowers, I guess, there. All right. So which bushes? I feel like we should duplicate it on either side. But let's go with... We're going to go with white there. And then we'll go with yellow. For this level. Get some more leaf roughage because I feel like not having stuff along this area is kind of hindering us. And we'll put some flowers along here too. But right now my focus, let's get them looking good here. Let's go with some more. Yeah, I think this makes it look a lot more alive. and a lot more like what I had envisioned. Alright. With that effect in place, I think it will look real nice. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and we can mirror some of this. So we want to get our bushes here. I messed up the count. 1, 2, 3, bam. 2. Alrighty. Those flowers there. We'll move that over. And I still didn't get it right. Oh, that one. There we go. So, in order for us to match the other side up a little bit, we need to do this. And we're going to get our yellow, and we're going to go ahead and drop the ones we can. So this one won't be able to be mirrored. We'll get it mostly mirrored. And I feel like... There. Yeah, that was definitely needed. Alright. Now I want to go ahead and get our purple roses. I'm sorry, purple beautiful flowers. So I think the way to go is for me to convert all the brick pathing. I'm just not liking it for what I've done in the area otherwise. So I'll probably get that swapped out before our next episode. Let's go with 10. Ooh. You bet I'm interested in rare Pokemetal. So we're going to trade some block. Let's go ahead and get rid of Cave Rock, Coarse Rock, Mossy Soil. And Cliff. No. So we need to get rid of... Spotted Cliff Rock. And then take back that. Nope. And whatever, he can have it. There we go. Always gotta take the rare Pokemetal. See if there's any rare Pokemetal in here. Nope. Alrighty. So we're gonna place the last of the flowers. For our boxes. Again, we want to go ahead, and I like the look of having ground right next to it, and I still forgot to grab us more marble. Oh, so red and yellows are what we're doing here. And we'll go ahead and we'll swap out as much as we can between here and the other side of the building, because I do want to put some stuff on the other side of the building. For the planters. So while we're working our way there, we might as well go ahead and get this swapped out. So I think for this section of our exterior build, what I'll end up doing is putting a focus on lining the exterior of the greenhouse with fruit trees instead of the pointy trees. We use a little bit of each variety on the interior, and I want to use it on the exterior as well. So our next stream is going to be Shiny Sunday, and that's going to be at 2 to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time is when we should get started. I do have some lunch plans that day, so it may be that um, I get a little bit of a later start, but it shouldn't be too bad. Since we're going through all the effort of making the other side look nice, like obviously we can't do much about this side unless I expand it again, but I really don't know that I want to expand it enough to have planters right here. Now, admittedly, part of me is like, oh, we should go ahead and at least do this. But, I don't know. Yeah, I think I like having at least one block. Ordinary soil. Because again, I do not like having it like this with that green line in the middle of it all. There we go. Let's place our last planters here. So I use my yellow cute flowers. So we're going to use yellow beautiful. And then we'll use yellow elegant. Ooh. No, we'll use our last two yellow dandies there. Alrighty. While we're here, we'll swap out what we can along this line here. And after we're done with that, we'll work our way to the front and call it a night. And I apologize for those of you who have caught my streams on here, but we're looking for older streams on YouTube. And I haven't gotten those uploaded yet, and I apologize for that. I promise to get on that here soon. I definitely don't want to let it get too far behind there, but I've been busy and my internet connections has been being used for other purposes and didn't want to slow it down too bad. Alrighty. So we don't have that much field grass left. And I think this is where we call it an evening. You know what? No, we're going to do one more quick modification. There we go. I like that a little better. There we go. And we'll get more of those mushroom lights up along this pathway. But I think that's where we're going to end it tonight, folks. Already this area looks a lot different from what we had before. And I hope you like it. Thank you for joining me. I'm, once again, Will, the Nerdy Nerf Herder. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube and Twitch. And I hope to see you again with us. Thank you for coming out.